Hello and Happy New Year. I've just come back from Sainsbury's and I thought I would share some of my pantry top-ups. Well, pantry and fridge top-ups. I don't normally shop at Sainsbury's and maybe go about once a fortnight or so. I really like their nectar prices. They have some really good competitive offers, especially where they compete with Aldi prices, so in my head it sort of makes sense to get the nectar prices and some nectar points. So yeah, this is just a quick video showing what I bought today. There are certain things where I like to keep a good level of stock in, so always like to make sure that I've got at least a few jars of coffee in for my partner. We go through a lot of eggs, so I try to keep egg levels stocked up. Getting chickens is like one of my big goals in the next year or two, so in the meantime we're dependent on the shops. Always like to have plenty of butter in. I've not frozen it before, but I know that's something that people do. Butter has a good date on it, and this is just an example of the kind of prices that compete with Aldi. So the butter in Sainsbury's is the same price as butter in Aldi. My partner makes a lot of bread, so we made sure to get a few more bags of flour. Still not really bothered to get the whole mylar bags and what do you call them? Oxygen absorbers. I've not really sorted out long-term flour storage. At the minute I've just been putting them in Kilner jars to make sure that they're well sealed. You know, I feel like we never have enough flour in. Not enough that'll last us for more than a few weeks anyway, or more than a month or so. Got some more white sugar. I always think about the YouTube videos where people say sugar was one of the items that was most sought after, I think, during the World War II, but also the Great Depression. So I always think about that when I buy it. Got some more tins of soup, some vinegar. I am making my own apple scrap vinegar, which I've neglected. I need to sort that out. It's still sitting in jars. I need to filter it. Vinegar's handy for cleaning, but it's also handy. I think someone was visiting over Christmas and they asked for vinegar and I didn't have any, so I felt a bit bad. But so yeah, just always good to have some vinegar in. I really like these little jars of garlic paste. I try to cook from scratch as much as I can, but there's only 2 of us in our house and I find the garlic paste jars just easier than buying garlic bulbs and then they go a bit weird and they go off, or they start sprouting, so I do find garlic paste just a little bit easier to deal with. More honey, we get through loads of honey and it's a really good sugar substitute as well. Just a couple of jars of curry and some extra tissues, and then the antibacterial gel. I like to get the big bottles so that I can refill the little bottles, and I keep the little bottles in my bag in the car. My bargain buy today was the medium gammon joint from Sainsbury's. It was half price with their nectar prices. It was something like that, I think it was half price. I feel really, really stupid because I'm in my early 30s and I should know this already, but this Christmas, for the first time ever, we bought one of these gammon, raw gammon joints and slow cooked it, and it lasted us all week. We were eating at it every day, and when I think about the packets of ham I've bought in the past, like, it's just such good value to buy the gammon joint and yeah, cook it, and then even to slice it and freeze it, or I don't know, maybe cut it beforehand, but it was really good value. I know not everyone can maybe afford to buy big chunks of meat, but if you can, I recommend it. I feel really silly, it's like I've just learnt this. Same with, you know, would like to buy more whole chickens because I know it's just more cost effective to cook a whole chicken, you know, and use up most of that meat throughout the week. So at the minute I'm just trying to keep certain items in our pantry at a certain level, so you know, if I see a gap, for example, in the jam, which I've totally forgot to buy more jam today, but then I know, right, there's a gap for three more jars, I'll buy 3 more jars of jam in my next food shop. Same with like honey, and I get through a lot of cashew butter, so when I see it on offer I'll buy it bit by bit over time. I don't know how other people deal with their preps, and I'm sort of back to thinking like, oh, how much is too much? You know, how much of everything should I have in? But even just to have enough for you know, a few months, it would be really helpful, or I think would be helpful. It's the same with things like tuna. My partner eats a lot of tuna, sometimes 2 tins a day, so I've tried to stock up a lot, but actually when you think about it, how many have we got here? I've got 48 tins of tuna here. How long would that last? I mean, I know you can ration food, but even if it was 1 a day, that's like 48 days. I don't know. If someone could explain prepper maths to me, that would be amazing. I'm trying to like keep on top of soup tins and make sure there's enough. I'm trying to stock up on tins here, on, you know, bean tins, veg tins. There's more there than there was, I think, in one of my earlier videos, but it's still, I just get the feeling like it's not enough. And I also feel like I should divvy up some of these and put, you know, if I buy any more, put them in a different location in the house, because this pantry's kind of open, so anyone that visits or walks through our kitchen would see it. So I'm just quite mindful of that. Yeah, this is the apple scrub vinegar, which badly needs sorting. I've got 4 jars of these in the pantry, 4 large jars, so might give me a couple of litres of apple scrub vinegar. I need to sort through it. You're meant to like stir it every few days and stuff. I've not done that. But I neglected it last year and it worked out fine, so that's kind of my attitude. Yeah, I think that's everything. I just wanted to do a quick video today and just do little prepper catch-ups. If you've got any advice or suggestions for me, like, please do share. I really appreciate anyone that comments. And if you have subscribed already, thank you so much. If you could subscribe if you haven't already, that would be amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.